want to make the patriotic pinwheels all at one time. So in Embrilliance, I am going to bring in the patriotic pinwheel design from the folder. It is right here. And I'm going to put water-soluble stabilizer in the hoop, and that's all that we need. This is going to be stitched like a freestanding lace project almost. So here it is one time. I'm going to move it over here, and I want to, while it is highlighted, right-click, copy, right-click, paste. I'm going to move this over here, and right-click and paste again, and move this right here. To do all three of these, you really kind of want them in the same line. It just makes it easier to trim away the excess fabric and foam if they're all in alignment with each other. It's just a little tidbit there. Okay, I am going to color sort these so that we can do everything all at one time. If you look here in the objects panel, we have 3 of them. And their makeup is the placement line for the foam. There's the tack down line for the foam, placement line for fabric, and final satin stitch. So all 3 of them are the same. And I'm going to go to Utility in the top menu, Color Sort, New View. And it gives us a new tab. And now if you look, here they are all at one time. So this is going to be real quick and easy. It will take longer to cut everything out than it does to do the stitching, probably. So I need to save this to my USB now or send it over to my Luminaire. Okay, to make these pinwheels, we're going to need 3 pieces of 3x3 dark blue fabric, 3 pieces of red houndstooth fabric, 3 pieces of the foam. This comes in the embellishment kit, and some water-soluble stabilizer. So we're making this almost like lace, freestanding lace, not quite. I'm going to use my 9x14 hoop because I'm going to make all 3 at one time. I've done a color sort in Embrilliance Essentials, and the way I measure out my stabilizer is just to kind of just put my hoop on it, and just like that. This is Kimberbell's water-soluble stabilizer. This is it right here. Okay, so now I know it's long enough and wide enough, and I'm going to pop my hoop in, and I'm going to do all 3 of these at one time. The design file I created will create 3 separate pinwheels right in a row. I tighten this up, and we're going to go over to the Luminaire and get stitching. I have loaded my hoop into the machine and forgot to press record. I'm so sorry. So right now I just loaded the design into the machine from the wireless option using Embrilliance Essentials, and now it is stitching out the placement line for the foam. Now we need to place the foam over all of the placement lines and then tape them in place. So it'll be easier to take tape. Now it's time for the foam tack down. Now comes the tedious part of cutting away all of the foam, including into the little arms that are in there. That's going to take a while. This is such an ingenious design. Oh my goodness, this is so cute. Who'd have thought? Oh, this is going to be tedious. I wish there was an easier way. I'm going to save some battery life. All right, so I got this all finished, and the best part is get to do it 2 more times. That was miserable. All right, so now what you need to do is turn the hoop over. All right. Don't worry about those little knots, they're fine. And you want to take your red fabric and you're going to tape it. Don't put the tape where the stitches are going to go. And you want to tape it right side up on the back, just like that. You want to make sure that this fabric doesn't shift or go anywhere when you're not looking. It won't be as bad, I don't think, trimming the fabric this time. Okay, so you've got that, and now flip it back over, and you want to do the same thing with the blue. I'm going to tape it and tape them right on top of each other, just like this. And it's going to do the tack down for the blue and the red fabric at the same time. Okay, and put the hoop back in the machine. Be careful not to disturb that red fabric, and you want to take a look under the hoop and make sure that everything is still stuck where it's supposed to be. I'm not comfortable. This one down here, it would be entirely possible for the red to pull up as the machine travels on this edge. Just to make sure I don't have any drama, I went ahead and taped in the middles too, because I'm afraid of it getting pulled up on the edge as it travels around on the base of the machine. That looks good. Okay, so the next stitch is going to stitch down the fabric. Okay, that turned out pretty good. Let's look at the back. That'll work. I'm going to go ahead and take my scissors and I'm not going to cut the knots, I'm just going to trim the tails just in case anything wants to pop out when it's all said and done and flipped over. That looks pretty good. So now what we need to do is take off all the tape and trim around all of these puffy pieces, and then it's going to stitch the final satin stitch. You want to take off the tape and all the extra fabric on both sides. All right, I've got all of these pretty well trimmed out. No, that was miserable. I hope they're cute because that was miserable. This next stitch is 20 minutes long. You know what? I'm gonna need another bobbin. Oh, no I won't. No I won't. I'm good. All right, here we go. I got a hole in my stabilizer right here, but that's okay because it is just gonna go around and enclose all of the edges. Hey, check this out. The My Stitch Monitor app works on the Luminaire as well. So that's Darla. You can see. How about that? Isn't that cool? So I can wander around, go do laundry, and my phone will let me know if something happens with the machine or when it's finished. Awesome. I love it. Okay, we're all finished. Now, the way to remove this water-soluble stabilizer without taking the chance of cutting any of your side stitches is to, this will get gluey, but it's a very effective method. So I have a little towel in my lap just to kind of keep me dry if I need it. I have a little bowl of water and I have some Q-tips. So this looks like it's going to need some touch up on my bobbin thread. I'm going to go ahead, when everything is all dry, I will take a navy blue marker and I will go, because these get folded over. These points get folded over. But, so the first thing I'm going to do is take my Q-tip, and you want to go in between the veins on these and create that little hole in there. This works really well. You can get them soaking wet in your sink if you want, but I've just found that this works pretty well. Yeah, I'm going to wait until they're dry before I take the navy blue magic marker to the bobbin stitches. Now that I have all of the holes open on this, see, I can put my finger through there. Now what you want to do is just fold over. I learned this trick from Marilyn. Fold over and get a really nice tight edge, and then just rub it with the Q-tip and it will come right off. See this? That just came right off, and it works really, really well. And this way, you don't take your scissors to it at all, and you don't get the whole thing soaking wet and take any chance of getting fading or rippling or shrinkage or anything like that. Oh, yeah, that's coming out real nice. There. These little points, you only have like one little stitch holding them together. Okay. There. That turned out really well. And instead of stretching, I'm just going to take my little scissors and I'm just going to clip that one stitch that's in between, holding those little points together. That's perfect. All right, now we're going to let this dry. And it won't take too long at all because we didn't get it soaking wet. I'm going to give this a little opportunity to dry some more, and we'll be able to make our pinwheels in a little bit. Fun, fun. Oh, I see how that's supposed to work. Oh, that's adorable. Look at that. We're definitely going to need some blue Sharpie on the back. Okay. I'm gluey. Let those dry.